So let me get this out of the way. Today's video, or this video, is gonna span over a couple days. I have 2 catering events to take care of this weekend and 2 arcade machines I have to deliver. Tomorrow I have an event for a customer of mine. She throws a Valentine's Day party every single year. Every year she does a Valentine's Day cook. And for her Valentine's Day cook, what she gets me to do is to do a whole brisket for her. So I have a whole brisket to take care of for her. I make mention that I have 2 arcade machines that I have to deliver. I have to deliver those arcade machines in Vanna to Ohio. So I'm going to Ohio over the weekend, but before I get to Ohio, I'm going to my aunt's house. My aunt that lives in Pittsburgh, she placed an order. That is awesome, right? Can you guys say thanks, favorite aunt, down in the comments below so I can show her this or send her by way of this video so she can see that you guys appreciate that as much as I do. Hey, yo, this is Dash. Get ready. Because I'm going to Pittsburgh, I'm going to be taking my aunt a whole brisket as well as some chicken. Let's get the racks situated first before we start trying to put the food in. All right, so first thing, just because it was on top, is the beef fat. I did decide to go ahead and cut it up and put it in the pan, and I'm just gonna put it up on the top shelf, and it will help act as a little bit of a heat barrier or diverter, or because of the heat coming up into the smoker just like this, but mainly just because I figured I did not want to throw it away. You guys remember I had 2 briskets I have to cook. So here is the first one. This is the one that is gonna go to my aunt. It is the smaller of the 2 briskets by about a pound or so. Some of you guys may notice I'm putting the bigger brisket on top or higher in the smoker because more heat comes, or the heat comes in the smoker from the top down. This rack will be warmer than the rack at the bottom. I'm figuring the bigger brisket will cook about the same amount of time, or about the same time period, as the one that's a little further down because of the heat difference. We shall see. And lastly, my last rack is where I'm gonna put my chicken. All right, here we go, all loaded. I'll see this in a couple hours. All right, so I'm back out at Vicky. Basically, cue the timer.
Eventually.
Okay, all jokes aside, time for me to check on my chicken. And we have some great color here. All right, look at that. Nice even color throughout. I'm happy with this so far. Sorry, hopefully you weren't just looking at the back of my head there. But all I'm gonna do at this point, I'm gonna get a little bit of sauce on this. Now, I think in the beginning of the video, I did mention that I had boneless, skinless breast, and I was hoping I completely forgot. I wanted to get boneless, skinless thighs, but they didn't have any boneless, skinless thighs. So I just got regular thighs, but I did remove the skin from them. I've told you guys before, one of the things that is a bit of an issue is the skin on chicken. If you don't cook hot enough, the skin just gets rubbery. So to avoid that, I just remove the skin altogether. So with these chicken, with the thighs and the breast, I'm not really doing anything crazy. I just want to put a little bit of sauce on them. I like a little bit of barbecue sauce, and I don't go too crazy. I'm not rubbing it in. I'm not painting it on. I'm just putting a little bit on there. Just a nice drizzle, basically. So when I pull the chicken apart, when I pull it by hand, the chicken will have a little bit of sauce in it. So once I do pull the chicken, it'll have a little bit of barbecue sauce in with the chicken, and that's pretty much all the barbecue sauce I add. At this point, I'm gonna get a probe added to the chicken so I can monitor it just to make sure that it is done. When it is done, rather. I'll see y'all in a bit. So I am back out at the garage, but I wanted to show you, before I took it in the house, I wanted to show you the brisket fat. All right, so this is what it looks like after it's been rendered, and then I'll get it in a container, you know, like a quart container, and I've been saving it. Now, what I'm gonna do with it, I still don't know yet. I have quite a few containers of it, but I am saving it, like I said, and we'll figure out something to do with it at some point. It's late, and it's cold. He's got that look on his face and his eyes. At this point, what I'm gonna do is get my brisket out of the smoker, get it in the house to get it finished so I don't have to come back outside. It is cold outside. It's probably just above 30 degrees. My chicken is done. I'm ready. I'm cold, so I'm not very excited. But there'll probably be like 2 more trips outside to the smoker, and then I can go back in the house. Man. I clean those up after the cook is done. Gloves. All right, so as I told you, I'm gonna go ahead and get my briskets out of the smoker, and I'm gonna get them inside the house. Woo. Yes, the shells are hot. Y'all see that right there? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, folks. Oh yeah. Oh boy, that's a big one. Woo! Y'all see that? Can y'all see that steam coming off of there? Let's stop playing and hurry up and get this in the house so I can finish. Worst thing I can do is play around and it lose temp. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna pull this chicken off now too. Well, I was gonna go ahead on in the house and then come back out to get it, but nah. Look at the color on that. Ooh, gotta make sure I don't drop it. Color on that chicken right there. Looks good. Oh yeah. Okay guys, so I'm back in the house, and at this point I'm gonna go ahead and get my chicken torn up. So the chicken is a little cooler than I would like it to be, but it's still not cold. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and get it pulled by hand, and then, so what I usually do is when I get my chicken or half chicken, I pull it apart, or I shred it more or less with my hand. So just coming in and tearing it apart, and then what I'll do is I'll go back behind. Once I have the whole pan done, I'll go back and I will put a rough chop on it. So that's why I usually refer to it as pulled / chopped chicken. Now I do have, these are thighs. The thighs that I had did in fact have bones in them, so I'm gonna get the bones out now. But that's pretty much it. Pushing down in, popping the bone out. I'm gonna get any other pieces of meat off of it, and then like I said, I'm gonna go back through this and put a rough chop on it. Pro tip, those bones make a great soup, or a great base to a soup.
A few moments later.
All right, so there you have it. Super simple, super easy. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a little bit more sauce in here just to wake this up, a little bit more seasoning, and I'm gonna get it weighed out. So the way that my aunt wants this, or I told my aunt that what I would do with this for her, is put it into some bags, freezer bags, so she could have, you know, portion it out and have some whenever she wanted it. So we're looking at about 7.5 pounds. I think what I might do for her is do 5 pounds. So I'll get some bags pre-made, and I'll go ahead and get like a pound, maybe a pound and a half into a couple bags for her, so she can have it at her leisure. I think 1 pound bags are gonna work. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that taken care of. I'll see you guys when I finish.
Day 2.
All right, so there you have it. That is the process of me getting the brisket prepared. Now, if I was gonna be shipping this brisket, I would be doing the same exact thing. But because my aunt, basically, it's just her that's gonna be getting the chicken that you saw earlier. And the brisket that you just saw me get vacuum packed just now. And, oh man, like, look at that. The smoke ring is still intact. But, so if you were to order something from me, there's a couple of you guys who asked about shipping or have talked about getting food sent to you. When I do send food, I vacuum seal it just like this. I put it in the freezer, and then you can either use a sous vide to bring it back up to temperature, or you can put it into an aluminum pan and bring it back up to temperature, and you'll be just fine. So at this point, what I'm gonna do is you'll probably see me next on the road.